Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. So today is something that I wanted to share. I don't consider it anything super deep, but I do feel like it is something that I had to kind of stop and pause and think about when it comes to like how I was moving through my life and moving throughout my days. And it was once I really made a determination to begin to filter everything through this way of thinking, life became a lot less stressful and more like at ease because it began to put me back in, it began to put me back in control. I hear my kids. Put me back in control and made me responsible for my own answers. It made me responsible for my own destiny, my own fate, my own direction. What is it that I truly want? What is it that I need? Where is it that I want? Where do I want to go? What am I looking for? What's seeking me? What am I going to accept? Because, people can talk about, oh, always meant to be. But if you don't agree with that, then you don't have to subscribe to that. You know what I mean? So I've got some notes here to keep me on track. And the first thing is that there's a difference between facts and universal law. Now, universal law is what I consider things from nature and from the creator, God, whatever you call the creator. And those things are really, even though they've been scientifically tested and they try to have their own explanations, we all know that it is what it is and it has never changed. And they try to say, okay, well, through evolution and random things in the universe, these things came about. But I have never known anything to just, if you throw it up in the air, it's going to land in order and it's going to make any sense and it's going to be consistent, cohesive, and a blueprint. No, it's going to land wherever it lands and it's going to be scattered and it's going to be random and it's going to just be whatever. So what do I mean by that? When we look at the seasons, when we look at how nature flows, how gravity works, our understanding of space, the deep sea, basic stuff, okay? How a plant grows from a seed, how a woman conceives, okay? These things do not change, and these things come from something bigger than ourselves. And no matter how many degrees you get, no matter how deep a philosopher you think you are, these men can't touch these things, okay? These great thinkers, women too, they're, women scientists and, but it is what it is, okay? So you can pay all that money to get a fancy degree and work for the top university to study, to come right back to, it ain't changing, boo-boo. But what does change is facts in the sense when it comes from opinion. And if you involve man and women, if you involve a written word from a period of time that can be dated, then you know that these things are going to fluctuate. You know that these things come from societal expectations, trends, change, opinions, new ideas, new perspectives, influences from other cultures. So, let's use love, for example. Love is defined as, okay, the affection and the warmth and the nurturing shown to another person. But we also know that there's different types of love. And they used to swear up and down, a man and a man can't love, a woman and a woman can't love. Well, they have showed y'all that, there's a gnat in here, sorry. They have showed y'all that that is not the case. So that being, though they wanted it to be a fact, is really based on opinion, okay? That doesn't have anything to do with what you consider universal law, because if it was universal law, it wouldn't have been done. You see what I'm saying? Two men together, two women together would have been like, okay, I thought of it, but I've never seen it. You've never seen it in your lifetime. I've never seen it in my lifetime. It's just never been. Okay, so the sky turning purple, we know we've never seen a purple sky. I'm not talking about a sunset or sunrise. You know what I mean? So I use those as simple examples. What's another opinion that has been a man-made fact that we know we have challenged and changed and surpassed? Oh, women's placement in power, women's placement in society, women leadership, women doing amazing things, reading, writing, running their own businesses, having their own ideas, and really being able to do it all. Not that we want to, but it can be done. There was a time when opinion tried to affect the facts, but we know that those things weren't true. So when you take that, Titi, stop it. When you take those examples, she is wearing me out. Move, Titi. And get back to my notes. When we take those examples and how we think of the difference, man-made opinion fact versus universal opinion and fact, and what's real is real, we come back to you and I. Now, how does this affect us? This means that no mortal, flesh and blood, man or woman can be above you. The only thing can be above you is something that is bigger than you, that is unseen, unknown, that we have to know, that is the force in this world, in this universe, that keeps all things in order. Whatever you call it is up to you. But I am not about to believe that someone born from the same female womb as I am can then come and put their judgment, opinions, and man-made facts on me. And the only reason that we feel like people maybe can is because they maybe are more studious. They may be more domineering of an energy or a personality. They may consider themselves an expert. They may even be smarter than you. Let me look at my notes. Because they've lived longer. They've had more experience. They've studied something. They've practiced and gone at it again and again and again. But that doesn't make them better than you. So if you took the same energy to study a craft, to practice something, to make that your world, to become an expert in that, then you too could say, well, I'm just as knowledgeable. Or maybe not in that field, but in this field. And my point is that when you take that same thought process and you apply it to, let's say people say, well, I have a word for you. I want to speak over your life. Or God told me to tell you. Or, a woman's place is this, that, and another. Or women these days, they should. Women these days, they want. Women these days, and you hear all these generalizations of someone trying to tell you who you ought to be, what you should think, how you should feel, what you should do, and all these things. And you don't have to buy into that. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they think. It matters about what you say about your life, what you speak in your life. It matters what you think about your life. It matters how you move through your life. What are you agreeing to? How are you in your day-to-day really believing that shit and then it acting out in your life? Okay? Because they're just people. They're just people. And there was a time when that particular person, man or woman, couldn't talk, couldn't read, couldn't write, couldn't wipe their ass. Why? Because they were a child and they needed the same amount of care and support and love and nurturing as you did. And over time, they grew up, as so did you. And then what did they do? They hopefully grew up and started adulting and started being successful. Okay, I can respect anyone that has, again, a certain level of knowledge and understanding and definitely finances that I don't know anything about. Okay, I'll put some respect on a name, but there still comes a difference when you think you're above me or better than me. That's where we draw the line, okay? And we don't have to feel like we are subservient. We have to dumb ourselves down. We have to listen. We have to be submissive. We have to subscribe to these things that people say. I could say the sky is purple. Who's going to listen to me and say, oh. Did you hear what she said? She must be right. It's got to be based on something. It's got to be founded in something. Okay? So, going back to no one can tell you your strengths, even your weaknesses, what you need, what you want, what God wants for your life, what God said to you, what the universe is trying to show you, what the universe is trying to tell you, what the universe, blah, 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 blah. We have to be very careful with these things because sometimes there is a motive with this information, these messages. Sometimes there's a motive in the programming. Sometimes there's a motive in people wanting to keep you at a place where they can have the advantage, where it benefits other people, where it, it doesn't do you any good. It's part of an agenda. I'll never forget one time I heard, it was a politician, I think, yeah. And he was like, we really want people to, work. You can't work from home. There's no amount of research that says working from home is productive. And, why should I pay you to stay at home? We want people to work outside the home and get back into the workforce. And I was like, who is he talking to? Okay, sir. So when do you clock in? When do you work outside the home? Who is your boss? Who tells you when you can have a so many minute break, so many minute lunch, when you can go home, when you have to clock in, report in, what weekends, what holidays? The same people that'll tell you what you need to do, they don't do what you do. You see what I'm saying? They wouldn't do what they want you to subscribe to. They wouldn't want to switch places with you. They don't even believe that that is what they're entitled to do. So if you look at everything through that lens and you stop thinking that you need to find your destiny, your answer, your purpose, and all the things from other people and start creating it, you will feel so much lighter, because then it takes the pressure off of looking outside of yourself. If my daughter, from the moment I conceived her, felt like she always needed to go beyond what was already in my body to provide for her, she wouldn't make it. She's not strong enough. She's not even big. It doesn't work like that. It was not designed for a baby to be in the womb to need external things. Everything comes through the mother. Everything comes through the life source. Okay? Everything comes through the original birthplace, which is you. You don't need to extend yourself and spread yourself thin going out there, because there's nothing out there. It's not sustainable. Okay? Seeds, they draw their nutrients through the shell from the earth, okay? They go within. A lot of different mammals have everything within them, okay? Think of the marsupials, and they are in those little pouches. They're not out there trying to get what they need. They're within. Now, when you do get into the animals that have their young in the elements, after they've come out of shell, after they've been born, whatever, what happens? What do we see in nature? We see risk. We see survival of the fittest. We see the ones that do not make it because they were not strong enough. They starved, they fell out the nest, they were killed, attacked, left behind, whatever. So when you're bad about it and you're to the age of maturity where now you are out in the elements and you can't hide behind mommy, you can't, it's time for you to be an adult. You need to make sure you're equipped. You need to make sure that you can think. You need to make sure that you have everything you need to make it. But until then, keep going within. When you feel yourself feeling weak, go within. Go within. Search your heart. Search your thoughts, create new thoughts, create new feelings. If it doesn't feel good, do something different. You know what I mean? If you feel stuck in this town, in this place, change yourself and then move to another city. Do whatever you got to do. But my point in all this is no one can tell you what is for you. It doesn't come from someone that doesn't even know you, doesn't know anything about you, has no interest in you, has no concern about your your true well-being. They might say they do, but that can't be true because they don't know you. Pastors want your tithes and offerings. They need your attendance to make their congregation look big. Politicians and different people in the government realm, they need your vote. They need your allegiance. They need your tax dollars. What else? Businesses need your money. They want your support. They want your hashtags and your constant. You know what I mean? Who else? A man wants your loyalty, wants your sex, wants your body, wants your mind, wants you to be submissive, wants you to be perfect, wants you to do all these things. Come on now. A job wants you to clock in when you say you're going to clock in. They want you to work for little or nothing. And they turn around and, take out the this and the that and the that and the this. And then you might not get a raise. And so everybody wants something from you at your expense from every direction. And if you don't guard yourself and equip yourself with the mental strength that it takes to withstand it all, to recharge yourself, focus on your self-care and your self-love, focus on, what's best for you. What do you need? What do you want? You are going to be the puppet for everybody and everything. Everybody and everything. And they're going to clap and say, good girl. Good job. Good job. And it's going to be exhausting and it's not a life I wouldn't live. So I said that to say that women need to redefine where they're getting their script from, where they're getting like what they're supposed to be doing. Who told you that? Why did they tell you that? Why would they tell you that? Why would they suggest that? Why would your grandma say you need to find a good man and love that man and work for that man and save your marriage? Why would your auntie say, why you want to cut back your hours? Girl, you better work that job. You better stay at that job. Why would your pastor say, I would love to see you this Wednesday when we have our event. Tickets are $25. So please come and be blessed by the Lord. Am I blessing you or is God blessing me? The Lord blessing me. When they want you to come out and vote and they want you to, subscribe to all the things that they may or may not do when they run in office. They want you to get in your car and waste your time and waste your gas money and go and support and vote. And they may not count your vote because, they be doing these things. It on and on and on. I'm under 20 minutes. Yay. Think about who you're serving and why, and putting it back on serving you first. Thinking about how you think first. Think about who you are in your life to you first before you are, shucking and jiving for everyone else and making opinion facts in your life. That is the difference. Peace. Bye.